We June Sarpong. That's all I'm going to say. Hi everybody. This is Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown Alliance. What's today? Mog don't. What's today's date? It is Friday, July 17th, 2026, in the year of our Lord. The old fella may be walking upstairs in a minute, so excuse if he comes in. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. Let's get on with it. Let's get some guests on. First up, the channel's very own astromech droid is Professor Artoo.
The astromech droid with a broken chair. Well, previously broken chair.
How are you?
I'm good.
How are you? Yes, I fed the cats as well before we started. You're all right, mate.
Hadn't had to rush to the stream after having to fix my chair. Thing is, it's a fairly new chair too, which makes me angry, but I think it's
teething
not a
problems. You're all right.
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I spent most of my day replying to idiots on X, but you know,
oh no,
this is life.
I didn't tweet you, so it wasn't me.
That's fine.
It's great to have you on. Should we get there?
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Yeah, who else?
Okay, invite's been sent out. Everybody, don't know who's going to turn up. Here he is, folks. The channel's very own coffee drinker who likes cigars and global warming, and he's got his own channel. Istaphobos.
Hey everybody. Professor, did you know that 98% of all U.S. office furniture is made by the same company in China?
Oh, I have no doubt. Yeah. The chair that I have, I actually saw for sale from like 7 different companies with just slight differences, like in the fabric or whatever. Yeah, and in fact, I'd say it's about 70% of the same chair that I had before this that just sort of wore out. Almost all the parts are the same, just maybe tiny little differences. Yeah, they're all one company.
Do these chairs have kill switches?
Yeah, actually they do. They sort of have a built-in obsolescence, and because of a weird twist of fate, I'm kind of an expert on.
How are you, Istaphobos? Let's chair talk. How are you, mate?
I'm bathing in my knowledge of office furniture. I'm doing well. How are
you? On that bombshell. How's the channel go? It's doing all right.
Yeah. I really kind of rushed out a review for this, but it's that one's slugging along pretty slow. But everything else going fine. But man, the amount of work, I've not been sleeping very much.
You are nearly at 500 subs, and for someone who's been going, that is absolutely incredible, my friend.
I am past 500 now.
That's unbelievable. That took me a year to get to, over a year.
Jeez. I love our audience and community so much. Yeah, I'm at 517, and it's thanks to all you guys in the chat. I can't believe
incredible.
I love you guys. Can't say
no bombshell. It's great to have you on. Should we get that bottom?
Oh, do we have another buddy?
Buddy.
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay.
Buddy. We have another buddy.
Okay. It's great to have you on, mate. There is another. I forgot.
I'm going to wondering.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
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 It was a very bad day today for me.
Hello, Ian.
Hello. I like Star Wars. Do you like Star Wars?
I love.
Clapped because I know Star Wars.
Star Wars.
There you go.
All right.
Quick question for the chat. Do you know Star Wars? Yes or no? Ian, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I had to sit for a crappy movie, but I'm doing okay.
Wasn't that bad?
Did you see my face on X? That was a genuine face. And I wanted to go home. I really wanted to go home, but I couldn't. I was like,
good.
Yeah, there you go. Any road up. It's nice to be here.
Welcome to air conditioning noises on air conditioning noises. Anyway,
listen, Ian sent me a script treatment that he was working on.
Mike, it's very hot, mate.
Oh, it is. I really toned it down. How's that?
Maybe because you're shouting. I don't know. But anyway, Go on, mate, sorry.
No, man, the man really knows what he's doing.
Who does?
Ian. I've
Does
read
he?
a lot of
When?
screenplays,
when?
and man,
What?
this thing was really, really well made. I cannot wait until he gets to work on this.
Ian, do you know what you're doing?
Of course, I know what I'm doing.
Oh,
the reason why
yeah.
I know what I'm doing is because I'm old school and I recognize good. Look, you know, when somebody says something is well directed,
Here we go.
9 times out of 10, they don't have a clue what they're talking about. You have to know what good direction is, and you have to know what good pacing is and stuff like that. Well, maybe you'll understand pacing, but direction, it's something that only good directors know.
Yeah.
And you know how to put it on the page. But the next time you see good direction, I'd like you to be very specific about what's going on so we can all learn.
But it's for right. When you put it on the page, it's for 2 reasons. One, it's for you to be clearer what you're going to do as a director and writer, and 2, it's for the actors, so the actors can hook onto something when they're actually interpreting what you're writing. So those are the reasons why. And also, I joke around as well, like the scene where, you know, the couple's making love. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm not going to explain what's going on. You know what's going on, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
and that helps the reader to actually engage.
Yeah, the only thing bad about the script was there was no drunken polar bear smoking.
Script are we on talking about? What are you talking about?
It's a short film that I want to make.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Right. Oh, yes.
I'm hoping that the people from this and everybody else will give me some money to make it.
Do you know what a short film? What's the estimated duration?
It's about 20 minutes.
And you want, what is it, $100,000?
I want 50,000
to do 20 minutes
because it has a lot of stuff in there that deserves money, like car crashes and stuff.
Hookers.
Like that. Yeah. So
listen, I think he should. I think he should expand it to feature length. It's really good, and I'm trying to convince him to go for it full on Rebecca Gold style.
Well, I don't know. It's going to be difficult asking the mob to give me 100,000. You know, at the fans to give me 100,000. I think 50,000 might be doable. I don't know. So, but we'll see anyway. It's just
okay. Chat. There's 44. There's 44 watching. So that's what, about $2,200 each. Divvy up, and there's obviously there's my super chats as well. So what, $2,500 each will cover it? What do you reckon? Ian?
No, look, I'm gonna once I'm happy with what I've got, then I will make a plan.
Will you ever be happy with what you've got though?
Yeah, there's a point where you know it's there, and the next point is just to add toppings on top of the cake, if you know what I mean. So I think it's almost there. I just need to sort out a couple. That's why I asked Ista for his opinion. I think I've asked Professor for his opinion.
Didn't ask mine, but anyway, moving on.
I haven't sent it to you yet. I'll be sending it to you soon.
No, don't bother. I'm offended now. Wrenched. Okay, first of all, right, in speech marks, I'm not watching FNT, close speech marks. Is the lead character a lesbian again?
No, but one of the lead characters is incredibly sexy.
Oh, yeah.
Incredibly sexy. So, yeah. You will not regret seeing this film if you're into women. So,
any Manuel Grell numbers, money? Is there any bumming in it?
There could be.
Could be.
Yeah, I tell you what, write in a scene where she's making out with a polar bear, and I'll do what I can to get you
while smoking on a cigar, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
See, here you go. This is a woman who knows. Amelia Bedelia wrenched. Sex self.
The thing is, though, look, it does, right? But I'm not talking about porn here. I'm talking about
not interested.
Incredibly gorgeous woman I have to cast for this. There's no way I can't. If I cast someone, if I do a DEI on this film, it's never going to work. It's got to be. You've got to go back to the old way of making films to make this film work.
There you go. Do you know? I'm dual monitoring this with FNT. F&T's on. I'll leave that
That's
there.
all right. At least, at least he's including you into the big boys.
On his secondary on his side monitor.
Hey.
I feel I'm coming second. Mind you, people have called me a dollar store.
No, my
Talking.
kids okay.
Carry on. Go on.
My kids used to pay more attention to what was on their phone than what was on the big TV. So being on the small monitor is the focus of his attention.
Yeah. See, Mog kettlebell wrench will spot. Mog has got big. He's got a big pull on this channel. He can pull in favors. What do you think? Yeah. Anyway,
No.
What he said before was kind of funny, but you had to have been there. So,
wrenched. We do a little trolling. Why do you troll F&T saying you don't get this on Mr. Brown Alliance?
F&T, right?
That'd be quite funny. In fact, everybody do that. That'd be fun. That one.
There's just 4 of us. There's just the 4 of us on NFT. There's like 6, 7 or people.
9.
No.
9.
They've got Shadowversity. He makes up. He's 10 people in one.
Oh right.
He has the volume of 10 people,
aren't they? They were screaming and shouting.
No, just Shad does.
Do you know what's interesting? If you look at the NFT very carefully, you can see that Gary is the ringmaster. He's enjoying everyone getting angry. And no, it's definitely Gary. If you look carefully, right, Gary, he always hits the middle. He doesn't really go off far to the right or the left when it comes to opinion. If you look at it very carefully, Gary's a very clever guy. He watches the destruction from afar. And if you don't believe me, just watch what he's doing. Anyway, I shall stop there.
Hey.
Yeah, it's not the same show when he's not on it. That's absolutely true. Yeah. He's the big daddy of that show.
He is indeed.
Okay. Chat, good evening. We can see I've said hello a couple of times. So again, evening chat. Hope you're all well. Come on, people. Right, was fun. You don't get screaming or shouting on the Mr. Brown Lights. Talking.
Yeah,
we get that.
That's great, sir.
I think Shad is solely responsible for me having to replace at least 2 sets of computer speakers.
Anyway, okay. So what we're here to talk about then, everybody know? Yes.
Elliot
furniture.
Page. Elliot Page.
Is it Star Wars? No.
I love Star Wars.
Is it
Doritos?
Yeah, Damon.
It is.
I like Matt Damon. I think Matt Damon's he's a good actor, and I like him. He's a nice person.
Born Identity 6 on the way?
Oh, really? Is it? No.
Yep.
No,
I hope not.
I will say
it is. It's confirmed. It's confirmed.
He was much better in this than I expected. I still didn't think he was the right choice, but he really rose to the occasion. He was jacked as hell, and he wasn't the problem that I thought he was going to be, except for his accent, which really was
Boston.
Hearing Odysseus talk like, "Hey, Boston, we got to get in the car now." It was so weird.
But is this a bonus? We'll just keep doing these. We'll see how we go with these Fridays. It's just hit and miss at the moment, folks. We'll just see how we get on. We'll see how we get on. Yeah.
Bone ass live stream.
Bonus.
A bonus hole live stream.
Please like, share, subscribe. Come on, folks. Please. If you're on the socials, please, as a favor to me, come on. I'm here every week for you. Please share share the channel with your friends. See if we can get the 5K. It's really doing my tit in. It really is doing my tit in. Come on, folks, come through for me. We need, about 140 just to get the 5K, and I'll be happy. I'll be cartwheeling. Please like, share, subscribe.
I think Amelia said it perfectly about Damon in the chat there.
welcome to. Hold on.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I will say after I'd stopped going to the gym because of lockdown, my bum disappeared and the cycling was incredibly difficult. Bony ass. Amelia Bedelia Matt Damon is enjoyable to watch as an actor, but he is no Odysseus.
Yes, true.
Yeah, I thought he was better when he was older, when they aged him up. The
We'll get to
aging
that
makeup
next.
was okay.
You mean when they weren't aging him down?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just say if you've got any mates, if you've got any friends, I know I haven't, but if you've got any friends, folks, see if you can get them interested in the channel and throw a sub over. See if we can get that 5K. It really is doing my noggin in. If you want to donate the channel, there's the PP. Do it from the comfort of your smartphone. No 30%. Couple have done it. And big thank you to Carl Voigtlander who did it last time. Cheers, my friend. Appreciate everything you do for this channel. So, can you see that?
Yeah.
The Odyssey. Yeah. Who would like to go first? Prof.
Oh, I'm being called on in class.
We'll go in order.
Alrighty. Well, as I said in my review on X, I did not feel the epic nature that everyone was talking about. I didn't find it particularly entertaining most of the time. It wasn't really poignant or moving. It was a movie that had some bits that I thought were enjoyable and some bits that were not. And as far as this being the Odyssey, this is Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
Yeah.
This is his version. There are tons of change. It was hilarious. Some people on posting on my review on X trying to tell me that this is the most faithful adaptation of this that's ever been made in cinema or in film. So it's like, oh, I'm sorry, what? Faithful how?
What?
No.
Sorry, I forgot. Forgive me, everybody. Forgive me. Stream killer, forgive me.
Okay.
The story's 3,000 years old.
Spoilers for the 3,000-year-old
Yeah, well, I've got into trouble
epic poem.
Yeah, I've got into trouble for stuff like that before.
Yeah.
Spoilers, everybody.
Well, it's a lot. The word that's been brought up numerous times, I had it in my review, is it's pretentious, right? It's just filled with this self-importance, like, oh, look at this amazing thing that we're doing. But in the end, it's just kind of empty. It's just a hollow spectacle. Were there things that I enjoyed about this? Was this the worst film ever? Not for me. Price and I got to spend time talking about it last night. Ista and our friend Mark D with the C joined us for a while. We were talking about it, and no, I don't think this is the worst film ever made. There's definitely some places where I enjoyed it. There were some really specific scenes that I enjoyed, specifically the part with Polyphemus, the Cyclops. I thought the scenes with the sacking of Troy were shot well and enjoyable. It was very tense, even though you know what's going to happen. Like, it was, the way that it was shot, the way it was made, very tense. I liked the bit with Cersei, although they did change the character almost completely. I thought there was some solid acting and some decent dialogue in there. But overall, I left just feeling empty. Like, there was nothing about this that moved me. Nothing about this is going to stick with me. This is not some magical epic film that's going to be remembered for the next 100 years. It's just not. And I compared it to, essentially, people were comparing this to being some sort of cinematic masterpiece. And I compared it to, I said, this is more Pearl Harbor than it is Tora.
Ooh,
right?
savage.
It's more audience pleasing slop than it is actually trying to be authentic and real and moving. So, yeah.
Ista?
I didn't like it. I didn't hate it. It was okay, the movie opens up with Elliot Page getting shot in the neck, and I was thinking, oh, I'm wrong. This is going to be awesome. This would be the greatest movie ever. Listen, I really, really enjoyed the last 45 minutes. The problem is it took over 2 hours to get there. The very definition of Odyssey is a heroic journey, but this turned from heroic journey into tales of guilt and PTSD. And he sucked all of the magic and wonder out of the story, and it shows in the score. It shows in the visuals, all flat and muddy. If you've ever been in the Mediterranean, man, it's one of the most colorful, beautiful places you've ever seen.
Yep.
What he did get right, listen, I know the story incredibly well. I know all of the beats, and the beats that he stuck to really nailed it, with the servant recognizing him, with his dog recognizing him. You know, with the moment that his family realizes it's him and it's home. They left out some of the parts that really showed the cleverness of Odysseus and the intelligence of Penelope, and that was kind of disappointing. And if you look, the entire movie was about, you know, Ithaca needs its king. The king and the land are one. Without the king, you know, moral decay, nobody has leadership, civilization's falling. The whole movie's about the king trying to return home to Ithaca, and the moment he gets there, he leaves. And his son, who was not fit to be king, and nothing really changes, all of a sudden becomes king. And I'm sort of running, so what was the point? The problem is, with the exception of the transformation of his men into pigs, there's no magic in this. Zenbuga, she didn't play Athena. She played a hallucination that was the personification of his guilt. Well, I call it a hallucination of a plank of wood. She was god awful in this, and so was Tom Holland. His acting was so bad, it really took me out of the movie. The biggest thing about it, the music, it was like Dunkirk, those humming drones. It was trying to add suspense, but it was taking me out of the movie. And I'm sorry, I'll be that guy. I'm watching a bunch of guys rowing on a boat. They're supposed to be Greek soldiers. That guy's from India. There's the Asian guy, a couple of black guys. And he runs up. They're burning the village, and he's like, and a black guy comes up. We are Greek soldiers.
That was
not really.
That was the sort of the not the captain, but like the first mate, right? That was Hamish Patel, who is and that's what I said. Is an British Indian man, speaking in an American accent, saying, well, he stands next to a black soldier in plastic black armor, pretending to be Greeks. Tell someone we're Greeks from Ithaca.
Yeah, let me hit some
absurd.
of the. Okay. I want to hit some of the positives real quick. Twilight, Robert Pattinson was really good. I don't think he's
great, isn't he?
Yeah. I don't think he's the god that everyone's talking about, but really good. John Leguizamo blew me away. I couldn't believe it. You don't have to be sane to be a good actor. Yeah. And I generally do not like Anne Hathaway, and I thought she was phenomenal in this. So, you know, there's that good part. Zambuga, Tom Holland, Matt Damon's solid performance. You could tell he was really bringing his A game, but there are no heroes in this. This is a story about assigning blame to the fall of a civilization that's not really ever portrayed as a civilization anyway. The Greeks were magnificent. They had temples and waterfalls and statues of marble and, you know, things filigreed with gold. This looked like everybody's sort of living in a dirty cave and sat like the Flintstones. Everything was these awkward stone dirty tables.
Yeah, that'd be like the UK in a few months. Okay.
Well, all that being said, man, if you can catch the last hour of this thing, also, you know, Nolan and his nonlinear storytelling, he took away the magic, and I think he tried to replace it with all this nonlinear storytelling, chopping everything up like Pulp Fiction. Let's go back and forward to the point where the narrative does lose some of its impact because you don't get the buildup of these plans and machinations and strategies. It's just too disjointed. Okay. All that being said, it's Nolan. It should have been, I do call him to a higher standard. So if Uwe Boll made this movie, man, I'd be like 9 out of 10, dude. Amazing. But for Nolan, man, it's a letdown. That's it. Well,
follow that in
for now.
Do I have to? Okay. It
was shit.
It was a mid film. It wasn't great at all. It was something I would expect an inexperienced director to direct with all the toys at his disposal. I think the main problem for me is that Nolan made a film, not a movie. Now let me explain what that means. Okay, so in the UK, making a film is kind of defined as an up your ass movie where it's just very pretentious and it's got all the artistic crap in it, but no entertainment for normies. Okay.
Yeah.
So he made a film. He didn't make a movie. Okay. And this was my main problem with the film. It was just a film. It wasn't a movie. Now, I think it could have benefited more for being a movie. The soundtrack was really awful. You know, if they had someone if they had someone in there like David Arnold, it would have been more epic. The photography was absolutely god awful, and it wasn't because the DOP wasn't good, or it was the piss filter. What it was, right, in my opinion, of course, was the locations are terrible. Now, I give an example. Okay,
Scotland.
If you look at Lawrence of Arabia, and you look at those shots where he's standing and there's this huge river in front of him, and you got the sunset and it's golden, and you got the golden sand, and you got the white of his headdress and stuff like that. It's all colors that complement each other, and the scope of the shot. He's a tiny man in a big world. That's what that shot was saying. Okay, but with this. Right, they went to locations that were ugly. Even the mountains were ugly. The castle was ugly. There was nothing movie about it at all. It was like if I went to Scotland and saw some of the castles over there. It just looked rubbish. So it was that didn't go into moviedom and make it look epic, if you know what I mean. It was that the editing was terrible. There was one shot in it where Matt Damon's talking to the Queen, which is Anne Hathaway, and it's an over-the-shoulder shot where you see him and her. And suddenly it cuts to this lower angle, and it's so jarring. And I'm like, what the fuck? Who edited this? You know, I was saying that in my head. Obviously, I didn't say it out loud. and as Ista pointed out, the black guy in the beginning, then you got the Indian guy that was his first, and it's aren't they meant to be Greeks? You know what I mean? It just didn't make any sense to me.
It's just garbage.
Also, the direction from Nolan is very, very flat. There's no runners. There's no composing a shot so it looks great as a frame. There's nothing that directing excels at that he did in his film. It was like he had the IMAX camera, he pointed it and he shot. Just like in Avatar, he pointed it and he shot. He didn't compose any shots well at all. Now, the plus side is I liked the Cyclops scene. I thought that was really good. And I was at the edge of my seat and how to get out of there. One of the best bits in the film was when Zambugu got a head cut off. I was like, I almost cheered in there. I was almost cheered in the cinema. I almost cheered. But at the end of the day, right, it's just a mid film. And it's a very disappointing film coming from someone like Chris Nolan. I think it's one of his worst films, even worse than I don't know, that stupid one.
Really bad one.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. No, the one that goes backwards. Tenet, that one. Tenet, I thought it was worse than that. So in other words, right? In other words, all it is a mid film. I think normies would like it, but me as a filmmaker, I can see it could have been 10 times better if there was a different director there and he understood the word epic, and he made a movie instead of a film. Anyway, that's me. I'll finish.
Yeah.
Carry on.
over here, I know you guys call it the cinema when you go there, but often here in the U.S., when people talk about cinema, that's what they're talking about, right? They're talking about this sort of pretentious, oh, look at showy kind of a film. Showy kind of a feature that you go to where it's like the point of it is to impress you with, oh, look how look how up my ass I can be, right? That's and so I totally feel that. And oh man, you were talking about like the there's a story, there's a plot, there's issues with it, but yes, the best films, the soundtrack and the way that the camera is used, they are part of the impact that film makes on you, right?
Yep.
Like you were saying with the camera, there was never one time in watching the film that I went, oh yeah, like they did something, sort of captured something or used the camera in a way that felt like it was actually sort of impacting the emotion or the way that they were trying to tell the story. You're right. It was like they took the camera, set it on a tripod and said, move, like go, action, and then they just filmed it, and then they moved the camera to another spot. It wasn't part of the action. It wasn't, it wasn't helping to tell the story in any way. And you were talking about too, like how the Mediterranean is beautiful.
It is, yeah.
It is gorgeous. There are some areas there that are absolutely stunning, and you get these big wide shots that are full of fog and gray beaches with, gravel. And it's like, especially when he finally makes it back to Ithaca, she's like, don't you recognize your own homeland? And he sits up and it's literally some gray water with some gray rocks and some fog and some mountains and the fog in the distance. It's like, how would he know he made it home? Is this what Ithaca looks like all the time? Like,
if I may,
terrible.
That's one of the reasons the sound mix was so frustrating. There is no visual storytelling. He's telling nothing with the camera, so you are 100% relying on the dialogue that you can't hear to tell the story. My big tagline that I summed it up is, the film suffers more from Nolan's choices than it benefits from his filmmaking. And that's kind of
the first hour. I couldn't make out what they were saying.
Oh, it was the worst during the first hour. Yeah,
too much background noise. Merging with the dialogue.
Can I say something? Can I just say one more thing? Okay, what was interesting is that they're all starving for food, right? Yet they all still look buff. You would have thought they'd be really thin. They're all buff. So
there was one time where you see Matt Damon where he looks even slightly like he's been emaciated, and that's when he does finally, when he's been cast to the waves and finally makes it home. He looks a little emaciated on the beach, but the rest of the time, they're supposed to be starving to death on the Sun God's Island with the cattle. They're supposed to be so starving that they finally are willing to break this taboo and eat the cattle. But they all just look fine.
Yeah, there is one thing you can understand in the first hour, and that's Sinon, greatest soldier in the history of the universe. Sinon. Elliot Page may not have been in the movie all that long, but the character, the entire movie revolved around that. And the scene
character which didn't exist in the original book.
Yeah, they had to wait 700 years for the Aeneid. But the part where they were drawing the lots, that was really important, and you couldn't really hear what they were saying.
There were some nice moments in there. I liked the bit with the witch when she was turning everybody into pigs.
Sure.
I thought that was quite good. There were some nice moments in there. But overall, right, it would benefit even more if it was treated as a movie rather than just a film, because Nolan seems to think that everything has to be realistic. But we're talking about something. This is a fantasy, right? So I don't know nothing about the story. I've never read it. I didn't know anything about it. None of the accents bothered me. The woke stuff in it bothered me slightly, but because they were so short in the movie, it didn't bother me that much. But I was trying to follow the story, and I got to admit, I dozed off for a minute halfway through this film because it was so long. And then when I woke up, there was this big whirlpool that the boat was trying to avoid. that kind of thing. So I don't know what happened in between there. But as far as I'm concerned, this could have benefited if Nolan made this into a movie with a proper score, with fantastic scenery, with the right casting. Do you understand what I'm saying? He just he just messed it up. In my opinion.
The score. You mentioned the score. Oh my God.
Yeah,
there
awful.
were times when literally I am convinced that Ludwig Göransson, who was the one who made this score, I'm convinced there are parts of this film where he is just banging a metal trash can with a rake. That is the soundtrack in the background. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to recreate the Battlestar Galactica soundtrack with garden tools and
School of Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, the problem with the Circe scene is that she's supposed to be incredibly, unbelievably beautiful.
Yes.
She represents temptation that makes a man forget his honor, forgets his purpose, and distracts him on the way. And this Circe is an old, ugly hag who's tempting nothing. Nobody wants to be. They couldn't get away from her fast enough. In the real story, the men stay there for a year, feasting and sleeping with her. Like everybody, like all of the women in this entire story are supposed to be just magically beautiful, and they're all played by women in their 40s and 50s with Botox, and it wasn't
that scene felt like all men are evil.
Yeah. She treated them like attackers,
like what we are, like what it is today.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why I feel, even though I don't think the women in the movie came across well, it came across well for them because they're behaving with modern attitudes, and that every man is a convicted, terrible person until proven otherwise.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Bonnie Blue.
She's actually prettier than the women in the, I'll tell you what, Charlize Theron's still good looking, but the way they dressed her did her no favors. She's like wearing a fishing net, not the good kind. And just like listen, man, these are supposed to be women that represent like the ultimate temptations to man and will distract you from your ultimate purpose. And they really did none of that. Circe, I don't know what she was, but Athena was guilt, and Calypso was like therapist. She was his PTSD therapist. Yeah. She's supposed to want to keep him trapped on the island because she rescues him from the sea and falls in love with him, but he has to go. In this case, she treats his PTSD and sends him on his way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's a lot of normies I can relate to this because I don't know anything about this story at all. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know all that stuff you just said just now. So I was just watching it as a movie. Yeah. So it didn't really bother me, that stuff.
And it didn't bother me that much either, the change that they made to Circe, because I thought they did a solid job with it. But yes, it is very different from what they did in the original story. And a major, again, since you're not really that familiar with it, a major part of the original story, the story that's been passed down for 3,000 years, was the intervention of the gods. They were a major part of the story. Here, they basically don't exist. We talked about this last night. I was telling us, like, basically the gods just take 3 different forms in this, none of which are actually gods. It's simply nature. It's fate, just chance, right? Or like somebody's emotional state. Like that's it. Like there's superstition, and how that manifests in them making decisions. That's it. There's no actual like intervention from the gods that was a major part of the original story.
Ian, let me ask you.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, mate.
I wanted to ask you, so you're not familiar with the story, but didn't you feel like some of the connective tissue was missing? Because all the beats I'm talking about naturally flow from the original story, and he chopped them up and didn't you feel like something was missing, even though you didn't know what it was supposed to be?
No, not really. I mean, what I was presented with, I accepted. It's like I didn't know the story at all. Cheers. But what as I said, the problem with this, and what Professor said just now, is the fantastical element. It seems like Nolan doesn't like. If this was made when Ray Harryhausen around, They would have been gods. You would have seen them played by famous actors and stuff like that. It's like he's obsessed with taking a comic book character or something that was written ages ago and grounding it so much that the fantasy element is completely crushed. And this is what he did with this, as far as I can tell.
He completely removed the fantasy element of this. Yes.
Yeah, that's called demythologizing. It's part of the postmodernist playbook. They are sucking the magic out of everything. Yeah. That's why, we think, oh, cool, gritty and grounded. But what they're doing is they're taking away the elements that are threatening to Hollywood's worldview. I comment a little bit more on that, but they're taking away the magic.
For me, there wasn't enough Elliot Page in it.
You mean that
was yes, him. That was the only jarring element for me.
Also, the bit where they were in the horse and he was going, I had to stay in there or shit and piss. I was thinking, once they climb out there, wouldn't they be able to smell them? Because they must stink to high heavens. They must do, right?
They should have been able to smell them from inside there. As Professor pointed out, where did they get a bronze horse? Where did they get the bronze to make?
No idea.
How did they cast that on a beast? I mean, bronze was well known at the time. It was, it's what their armor is supposed to be made of, although it's clearly just plastic in these films. How would you cast that giant bronze thing? Okay. Even if you did it in pieces, how would you do that on
in my theater, I was quite lucky enough to have, it was a small screen, but it was the kind of like television 4:3 type.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, ratio.
Yeah, so I was lucky.
Wow.
That I got like a mini IMAX, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was, yes, I was lucky, but the problem was, the sound was so fucking loud. Luckily, I had my gardening earplugs in my pocket, so I had to it was so loud, and I had to put my earplugs in. It was just
it was pretty brutal. Especially in IMAX where they really do crank it up. This was not as violent and brutal as some others that I've seen. Hey, Price.
Yeah, I think Mark D with a C still has a headache. It gave him a migraine from 2 days ago.
No, people are saying Sword and Storm. Even night laptop. No. I drove the 35-mile round trip, and I was determined I was going to enjoy it.
The thing is, though, if I was to sum it up, I think the biggest crime of this film is that he didn't make a movie. He made a film. And that's the biggest crime, because this really deserved to be epic in huge scale, colorful, with hot women, and you know what I mean, and edge of your seat stuff with monsters and all kinds of nonsense. Because this is what I believe it should have been, but it isn't. And that's the biggest crime. That's the biggest crime that Chris Nolan did, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, of course. There you go.
I had earplugs too. I had a special kind that I always keep on my keychain that sort of removes the treble a little bit.
Yes, very, very treble, very mid-rangey, but the kind of 4K I'm blowing my ears out frequency.
Right. And I carry them with me everywhere. So even if there's a Nolan movie, I'm already prepared.
Damn.
Those are the eargasms, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, everybody in music knows to always have a pair of earplugs on.
So, Price, your thoughts on the Odyssey, mate?
I'm a little nicer than a lot of the people. I'll tell you this. He wasn't faithful to what the story is. He did the modern day messaging. He did casting that was out of place. And there's certainly things to criticize here. And it's not like, I won't say that it's a spectacular movie, but at the same time, I sat in the theater and I understood he was doing all that stuff. And I just said, well, this is his interpretation. He's doing whatever he feels like doing. And I didn't think it wasn't competently made. I mean, I thought that there were enough scenes in it that I thought were cool. There's still issues. I think that the colors should have been brighter and better. And, like I said, the casting of some of his casting choices don't make a whole lot of sense. And also them talking in like kind of colloquial Americans in 2026. There's a lot of weird things about it, but I can't say that I hated it. I sat there and I thought it was like a interesting cinematic spectacle or whatever you want to call it. And I don't regret seeing it. Even though I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10, but I don't regret seeing it.
As I said, right, I don't think it's cinematic enough. I don't think, as I said, I think it's down to the locations, hunting, and look. It's, to me, when I was watching this today, it's obvious that Chris Nolan was complying to what the Oscars
want.
Yes, it was,
for sure,
because there was no reason for a black guy in dreads. Black guy in dreads to be talking in the beginning of that movie. There's no reason for what's his name, Matt Damon, to have an Asian first. There was no reason for it at all.
Shit, wasn't
none. The only reason why it's there is so that he can get Oscar bait, so he can get an Oscar, and I'm totally convinced of that now. Totally.
There you go. Benjamin 197 will support. Hello, my friend. Might have missed it, but anyone else think the Cyclops looked?
No, I thought
it did.
Was all right.
I thought it was all right. I actually liked the Cyclops scene.
I thought it looked a little shitty, and so did the monster Scylla, but I don't regret seeing the movie, but I will have no desire ever to revisit it.
I'm not sure I'll revisit it either, but I still didn't suffer. I mean, there's so many movies that I've seen over the past, I don't know how many years, that I sat there and suffered. Like even Supergirl was suffering. I didn't suffer like in Supergirl. I just thought to myself, man, you have $250 million and you're a talented guy and the world is your oyster. You could have done it better than this. And I think that that's really the missed opportunity feel that you get watching the movie. But it's still not a situation that it's like I'm watching the Marvels or Supergirl or something. It's a movie. It's watchable. It's like you said.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Price, the reason why
price of reason. That's all we did there.
The price of reason. The reason why is because of that one word. The reason why we've got people of color in this film is because of that one word. And the reason why Supergirl was the way it was is because of one word.
No,
we can take it with shut up. We can take that out of our entertainment, I'll be a happier man.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this is what they're doing with this film, pushing forward. And I hope one day we can get rid of it and enjoy entertainment.
What word is that?
We know what it is.
No, we need to know. What word? We need to know. What is it?
Well, it begins with a W.
No, it's wank.
Isn't anybody else, though, incredibly irritated at the way everyone is pushing this like it's the greatest cinematic masterpiece to ever grace? It's no Lawrence of Arabia. It's no Gladiator.
Not even close.
It's not even better than Troy. But everybody, I would probably be a little softer on the film if everybody wasn't pushing this like it was God's gift to the movies.
I would fire the grader. I would have fired the grader who graded this film. I'd also fire the location manager who scouted crappy castles that looked like shit and crappy locations that just didn't fit at all. In my
fire his wife as well.
Yeah, and that's you mentioned the sets, or you mentioned the castles and stuff earlier, and that was one thing too that I thought was amusing about this, or amusingly bad. That we see all of these ancient locations, and what do these castles look like, Ian? What do these cities like Troy look like? They look like 3,000-year-old cities.
Yeah.
Except that this is supposed to be when those were new.
Yeah.
When those castles were new. There's research that's been done. We look at it. For instance, there's one thing where we see a statue of Athena that gets beheaded. That statue of Athena is white marble. You know, when those were made, they weren't just white marble. Okay. They were adorned with paint and fabric. Yeah. The buildings were adorned with gold and tapestries and all of this stuff.
The Parthenon was...
Go ahead, Brown. Go Brown.
Bright colors.
Go Brown.
White statue. Yeah.
No, the Parthenon was
white statue, but the actress, yes, you see my point.
Not white.
No, the Acropolis was brightly colored with bright blue and red and yellow, and they were vibrant, and there was nothing vibrant about this movie.
It treated the buildings, the sets, the structures like they were 3,000 years old when this was made, when in reality they would have been new and clean, and they would have been highly adorned, beautiful, especially a king's palace, right?
Yeah. And they looked more European. They didn't have any of the columns and the classical Greek architecture. It looked like where the Flintstones lived.
I came out of this movie, thinking this was like a really, really good amateur dramatics production. Yeah, like from the local village, and or the like the city where you've got all the diversity, and it's done really well for an amateur dramatics gig. Yeah, because it's got it all in there, but it's not got that extra sparkle to lift it up to professional. If you know what I mean, like a proper movie.
Yeah. And it's okay to enjoy it, but don't go around saying it's a masterpiece, because it really falls short.
That's exactly what I told Amelia in the chat, that I'm not trying to tell people that this is a masterpiece by any means. I'm just saying that I sometimes go to movies. Some of them are terrible and unwatchable. Some of them are fantastic. And some of them are just kind of okay, or they do some things that I like and some things that I don't like. And I feel like this movie falls into some category like that. Maybe there's a lot of hype, too much hype built surrounding it, too much hype surrounding Nolan in this movie, and people's expectations are through the roof. I guess with all the marketing and all the stuff, my expectations were rather tempered, so I watched it. I was able to watch the movie. I wasn't bored. I was able to watch it. It's 3 hours. I watched it. It's not like I suffered watching it. It's just, it's not a masterpiece. It's not spectacular. It's not 10 out of 10. And considering a $250 million budget and Christopher Nolan, it could and should have been a masterpiece. And I think that that's what people are annoyed about. And I respect that. But I still won't say that I hated it.
No, and that's kind of what That's what I said as well, Price. I didn't hate this film. This was not the worst thing I've ever seen.
No, I didn't either.
Not even close. There were definitely parts, like I mentioned before, like the stuff with the Cyclops, Polyphemus, the stuff with the sacking of Troy. I genuinely enjoyed it. For the most part, I thought on balance those parts were really good. But when you put it together as a whole package, it's just not a great film. It's not.
A really good amateur dramatics movie on a budget. You will enjoy it. It was okay.
But this is Nolan.
I know.
Listen, I suspect his wife had a lot more to do with the production of this movie than she usually does. Absolutely. And let's not forget all the covert messaging in this movie.
Is it Emma Thomas?
Yeah, it's Emma Thomas.
Dame, lady, or is it lady?
Yeah. This is the insidious, hidden woke messaging that's a lot harder to dismiss and recognize than the overt woke.
Ruddy, letters, numbers, and the wrenched. Oh, no. Serious question. Who was a standout performance?
John Leguizamo.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I don't know. I just think all of them were standard to me. All of them. They did their job, and there wasn't any, in my opinion, there wasn't any performance that I would give an Oscar to. Put it that way.
The horse was good.
Yeah, but
the dog.
Yeah, the dog was fantastic.
Great job, the dog. Yeah.
Was it a CGI dog or a real one? It was amazing.
This isn't a James Gunn film. They used a real
dog. Was fantastic.
But when you walk out of here, you have to ask yourself, what was the point of making this movie? And it was basically saying that men are bad, men make war. It's all men's fault. If we let the women be in charge, it would be a lot better and more peaceful.
Yep. And
also, right, did you not find it odd when Spider-Man found out that Jason Bourne was his dad?
Was there?
Yeah. Did you not find that was weird? Because once he went to the dog and he realized that was his dad, you would have thought he would have went fuck and grab him and hug him, and because he was looking for him all this time, he wanted him to come home, but nothing. His emotion was completely dead, and I thought that was really weird. Because if that was my dad and I found that he was alive after hoping so much that he was alive, emotions would overtake me, and I would literally grab him and hug him. But I don't know.
His performance was really flat, but in the original poem, it's the slave Urius that recognizes him, not Telemachus.
Yeah.
It was Tom Holland's kind of faux New York accent that just absolutely did my tit in.
Yeah. I thought John Barenthal was okay, but he's wearing the same kind of Kevlar tactical gear that I have, and it really knocked me out.
Yeah, I just wait for an AR assault rifle.
Yes, if you're gonna have John Bernthal, what you get is John Bernthal. Yeah, I mean, if you enjoy his performance as whatever, great. But he had the very same affect, delivered lines exactly the same way as he would if he were playing Punisher. So
it's like the Punisher, at least, you know.
Yeah, it was. You got Spider-Man talking to Punisher in the castle there for a little while.
Yeah, and remember this movie. In the movie, though, the Trojan War wasn't about Helen. It was about like trade routes. We're going back to Phantom Menace. And Clytemnestra was actually more beautiful than Helen of Troy. It's the same actress. They just made her look better. And I got to say, she wasn't in it for very long. It was okay. And that sort of feral murdering scene, you know, she was okay. But like, talk about another sort of flat affect. Everybody's, for the most part, had a very flat affect on this. And again, I think we're going back to the whole, it's removing the magic from a story that's really based on magic. It's not fiction, like Ian said, it's mythology. And the difference is that at the time, the people really believed this was real. These are what they believed. These are their values. It's a cultural representation at the time of how they behaved, what they really valued and what they really felt. So it's different than just fiction.
Look at this. If I may, Shane Fairbank numbers, new face. Hello, my friend. I'd rather watch He-Man.
Well,
also,
they had
the
same messaging.
Where all the dead rises. Remember that bit where they're on they're on the beach and all the and none of them are taken aback by what they see. None of them. They all stand there completely still, right? None of them are horrified that they're seeing someone from the dead walking towards them. None of them, especially Elaine Page, whatever her name is.
Elaine Page.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
it's a different animal.
Look, this boils down to directing, right? And not understanding the emotion that scene requires. And that's why I think Nolan was concentrating more on how to move the big fucking IMAX camera, which I tell you the truth, right? There was no need to shoot it in IMAX, in my opinion. You could have just shot it properly so you can move the camera. But the shots weren't moving at all because of the fucking camera. It was so huge.
Yeah.
That's what I
think. Ian, can you answer this question for me?
So well.
No, can you answer? So when Odysseus is talking to Circe, he's like, nobody talks to the dead and lives. Nobody goes to the Isle of Dead and returns. And she's like, you can. But then he brings all of his men. Like, why didn't he go alone? Like, if he can go, and the idea is they drink the blood of a live human and they can interact with living people for a short time. But that was his journey. I don't know. I think they brought the crew because they wanted to turn it into another sort of horrific action chase scene kind of thing. And that's not the emotion, as you said, that this scene needed.
When I was, after I'd seen this movie and I was processing, I was thinking, would I watch this movie or would I prefer to watch Jason and the Argonauts?
Jason and the Argonauts all the time.
Purely because it's spectacle.
Yeah, or Clash of the Titans, which I just watched.
What that Cyclops scene needed was incredible music. I would have brought David Arnold in too, because the music helps to
it's audio,
rise
isn't it?
emotion, to rise the emotion. And the music in this film was fucking awful. I thought Zimmerman was bad. This guy is terrible. There's no emotion in the music at all.
Yeah,
listen.
All. Do you notice all the discourse around this film is about the film, how it was made, what's he's doing, the camera, the film, and I think it looks like a standard digital IMAX production, but nobody's talking about the actual story. And if you look, like, the Cyclops was pretty cool, but all he's going on about is how he didn't use CGI and he didn't use practical effects. But if you look at the effects from like Lord of the Rings or even some Game of Thrones, man, they're way better than this. Maybe you should have used some CGI.
Silence and relax.
Well,
Should we do
they're
some
acting
supers?
like this is the best thing ever to be put on film, and I'm like, I'll take Lord of the Rings over this 1,000 times any day.
Shall we do some supers and then we'll go again?
Sure.
Okay. Susie Q69. Wrench 20 boons. Who's good at doing this? Who's got the sound
69?
effects? Who's got the sound effect? Right?
Jamie.
There you go. Hi, Susie. All right, my darling.
Jamie.
Allegedly.
He paid 20, so I gave him 2.
Come on, people. Wrenched is member as well. Is gifting 5 Mr. Browns.
Thank
Common.
you, sir.
Okay, Common, do you want to join us on Sunday night, mate? You've got an invite Sunday night if you want to come on, mate.
Oh,
Let us know,
cool.
yeah. Gifted talking. Go on.
No, is that Matt Damon thing? Is that from South Park? I don't know where that's from.
Can we do it here
No.
again? I like
Team
that.
America, World Police.
Can we-
Jamie.
It's from Team America.
Okay.
So yes,
Okay.
it's made by the South Park guys, but no, it's Team America.
Common
Okay,
people
thanks.
you invited Sunday night, let me know. The mighty, the brilliant Daboos UK Will Spot member for 6 months. Cheers, my friend. It's Harryhausen or nothing for me. Yeah, this would have benefited from the Harryhausen,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
There is one creature in this besides these Cyclops. There is one creature in this,
Yes.
and it looks like ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scylla. Does
Yeah.
anybody think this looked better than Lord of the Rings, though? I don't see why they're
No.
praising the visuals so much.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, the visuals are terrible, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like as I said, right? All you got to do is watch this movie and come. You can't
Come
when you
out.
come out the film. All you think about is how dull it was. How if there was cloud in the sky, there was nothing cinematic about any of those shots, as far as I can tell. Anyway, I'm not going to watch it again though. So maybe there was a few.
No.
Mm.
It was almost like watching Dunkirk and Interstellar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it just felt exactly the same as them, and Interstellar was fucking bored as anything.
Well, the
I
music
don't like-
style was.
I
ahead.
don't like the way movies are shot these days. I really hate the way movies are shot. It's just laziness, because it just seems like they have a set thing where they just push a button and then everything's graded in the editing system. There's no real color in movies anymore. I just don't
Piss filter.
understand. Well, you call it a piss filter, but they do a lot to get that piss filter. Do you know what I mean? In the
Anybody?
grading and stuff.
Okay.
A lot of money goes
Well,
into the piss filter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't care about the process. It's the result that matters, and the result is shite.
Okay, just a quick sidestep. Who saw the trailer for Werewolf at the beginning?
Yeah,
you
I
see
saw
that?
it. Yeah, I saw it on YouTube as well.
Yeah, I thought that
Looks
looked pretty
okay.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks okay.
Peter Pidrack. Numbers, what a spot. $5. Evening, Peter. Hope you're well. I don't know. I think the modern idiom is going to just have me flashback to the Hamlet scene from True Lies.
I think, do you know what though? I
Therefore,
think what it is, we need to go back to old school filmmaking when it comes to script writing, photography, and directing. It seems like this new generation of filmmakers, and I can't call Chris Nolan a new generation of filmmakers. He should be ashamed of himself, but presenting this kind of nonsense to us. But it seems like the new generation of filmmakers, if they're clever enough, they will follow what true filmmaking is all about. But the majority of stuff on Netflix is it just looks awful, and the script writing is terrible, and there's no morals. There's no
iPhone
morals.
slop.
That's what
It's
annoys me.
iPhone
Sorry.
slop.
Yeah, I guess I just.
I'm wrong.
As a purist filmmaker, I'm really upset that film is going this way. You know.
Here you go. Peter Pidrack numbers. What a spot. $2. Peter again. Cheers, my friend. Last Action Here, not True Lies. Yeah. That's a great movie, that Last Action Hero.
Yeah. Yeah, it got creamed by Jurassic Park at the cinema, and a lot of the critics didn't understand the satire, but it's a very clever movie.
It's
here you go.
all right.
New face, always like new faces. Shane Fairbank, numbers, World Sports. became a YouTube member. Thank you, my friend. Nice hippo.
Oh, yes. Brown loves members.
I do. Shane Fairbank, Numbers World of Sport, $5. Thank you, my friend. Really appreciate this. Here you go, Mr. Brown. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. And last, Bob the Sixth Bay City Roller, wrenched $5. Thank you, my friend. I can't believe I'm saying this, but can we go back to talking about girl
Beautiful.
again on 5 minutes?
It's trolling Mog.
I think we've done that. Oh, there's another
Yep.
one. Oh, there we go.
Yep, one more.
Is it this?
Oh, yeah.
Whose dinner's ready? Come on, people. Ranch World Sport member for 1 month. Thank you. Not the first time Broom came face to face with one-eyed monster in the cinema. Correct. Join us on Sunday, you little bastard. Yes, invite Sunday. So, have we finished with this? Do we want to go through the next bits or anything to add with Odyssey?
Nope.
Maybe closing thoughts then on the movie? Prof and a mark, probably.
Closing thoughts.
And a mark. Yes.
And a mark. Okay, well, as we really talked about, like this is not one of the worst things I've ever seen. I'm not saying this is a disaster of a film. There were bits and pieces of it that I liked. Nolan is a skilled director. I don't think he's really showing it in this. I don't particularly think he's a skilled writer. Someone, we were talking about like, go back to the way we used to make movies. You mean where writers who were skilled did the writing and directors who were skilled did the directing and DPs who were skilled did the photography? Yeah, that would be great. I would really enjoy that. But overall, I mean, it's just not a great film. It's not epic. It's not all these things that the Nolan stans want you to think it is. I gave it a 6 out of 10. It's barely passing as a film.
I think this is the middest of the mid. It was aggressively mid. You couldn't get more mid. But Nolan has to pay the Nolan tax because we expect more from him. So I give it a 5 out of 10. It was just absolutely mediocre on every way you can imagine, except for the parts that were worse, like the music and the color and the sense of wonder.
Ian?
It was a mid film. I think Nolan made the mistake of not making it into a movie. Again, right, that's his style. I just think that I think normies will think it's okay. I don't think people will be going back to the cinema to see it again.
Yes.
3 hours long. I just think that there was an opportunity here to make something really good and epic, but he didn't do that. And also, it's obvious now after watching the film that he's literally box ticking so this film can get nominated for an Oscar, which is the wrong reason to make movies this way. It's so wrong. And he's encouraging it, and he should know better. Do you know what it's like? It's like, if you come from a big family, and you're the first son in a huge family or the first daughter in a huge family, the parents always goes to you and goes, you got the responsibility. You should know better than your brothers and sisters. If they do something crap, you're the one. You should have told them. This is what I say to Chris Nolan. You should have known better, you stupid fucking idiot. You should never have made this film
back.
at all. This film should have been epic. It should have looked great. And it should have had actors that actually fitted into what the story was about, instead of trying to tick box and win an Oscar, because that's exactly what he was trying to do. There you go.
Price?
Yeah, I think that it's like I said, it's a movie that could and should have been better than what it was, and especially what you expect from Nolan and with his budget, and he had all the tools available. But with that being said, it's not the worst movie that I've ever seen either. It's not the best, but I spent 3 hours in the theater. I don't regret spending them in the theater and watching this movie, but I probably won't watch it 20 more times in the theater either. It's like I saw it It's fine.
One and done.
And I'm probably just going to move on now, you know?
Yeah, get on with your life.
Mark.
No, I didn't get
Oh,
the mark, did
Mark.
I?
Man, this is
Oh,
tough.
Ian. Oh, go on, Ian.
No.
Sorry, we'll go back to Ian.
Just four out of 10. I'll give it.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, anything below a 60 is considered a failing grade.
Can
And
we do
anything
10? Can we do out of 10?
What'd you
I know
say?
I know you like doing out of 100. Can you do 10? on
Fine.
this?
Anything below a 6 out of 10 is considered a failing grade for me,
Okay.
and anything above 8 out of 10 is considered a good movie. For me, this is somewhere in between that. I would give it something like a 7 out of 10, and in the sense that it's not a fail, and it's not like I watch it and I'm like, oh, this is not like it's not competent enough to be considered like a film or anything like that. I think it's competently made. I think 7 out of 10 gives the feeling that it's okay yet
Oh, that's just
flawed,
mid then, isn't it?
and
Average.
you know that's where I think I would put it.
Okay.
The sound wasn't competent.
Okay.
Not very, no.
Okay, I really enjoyed the movie. I was determined I was going to enjoy it. Admittedly, the sound at the first hour or so, you couldn't hear what anybody was saying. The diverse Hollywood casting was horrendous. It was just horrible. I totally agree with Ian. This should have been a spectacle, shouldn't it, Ian?
Yeah.
The source material warranted a spectacle. Blame his wife probably, and blame Nolan. I really enjoyed it. I'm probably not going to see it again, but I really enjoyed it. Marks, I was thinking 8 coming out of the theatre. I was thinking 8 out of 10.
Coming out? What?
What? Coming out? What? But in the cold light of day, after speaking to you guys as well, for me, it really is. It is the definition of an IGN 7. Yeah.
And it's woke. We have to take a stand against this crap, the deconstruction, the demythologizing. If we don't, it's all we're ever going to get.
Building this on a feminist translation of the original text with all sorts of feminist stuff added into it. Well, I've been on this throne for this long, but you men won't let me lead.
Yeah.
It is. I listen, folks. You're getting me wrong here. I was thinking 8 out of 10 at the time, but on cold reflection, it's a 7. Yeah, it's a 7. It's just an average movie. Yeah, but it shouldn't have been. It should have been more.
True.
Yeah, but again, it's Nolan. You expect better than average. Okay, 7. I can deal with that. But man, it's 3 hours and it doesn't get moving till the third hour.
Okay. I said 8 out of 10. It lost a 1 because I had to put my earplugs in. I have never ever been to the cinema or theatre and had to put earplugs in halfway through a fucking movie. Yeah. If you go watch it, folks, take some earplugs. Protect your hearing. Yes, it is that fucking loud. Oh yeah, it would be a 5.5. Yeah. So, anything to add then before we?
Just something just dropped into my head. You know the arrow thing where they're trying to bend the thing to fit the arrow.
Bow, yeah.
The bow.
Yeah.
Everyone was pulling the bow towards the top of it, but he bent it, didn't he? So he can connect it to it. So why didn't they just do that?
Yeah, and that's the normal way you string a bow, and anybody from that time would have known it. Again, so in the story, Odysseus has to heat up the bow in order to make it flexible and bend, and uses his leg for leverage. They showed none of the cleverness from those original stories. Again, it's so frustrating.
Never mind.
So so what are we saying then? Are we saying go
streaming?
No. It's look. It's a mid film. Every film should be seen in a cinema. If you want to go and see it, see in the cinema. Don't wait for it to come out and stream because I don't really believe in that nonsense. If it's made for the cinema, go and see it in the cinema and make up your own mind. I just think it's mid personally.
Maybe if you can get a cheap ticket, or like the 2-for-1 cinema deals, go with a friend. If you can get a cheap ticket, maybe.
Yeah.
Full price. What do you think?
No. Tuesday morning $5 showing.
Yeah,
Anybody
definitely
else?
a matinee.
Yeah. If you've got a friend to go with, 2-for-1 cinema deal or something, I'd pretty much say yes, recommended. Get you out of the house, spend time, company, etc. Full price.
Yeah, I always say this, right? Don't listen to us, seriously, right? Because our opinions is based on,
Shit.
it's based on what we think and who we are, right? Which is basically bias. So don't listen to us. Just go and check it out for yourself and come to your own opinion, because this is what this whole thing is about. Is people having different opinions and listening. Because if Price saw it and he liked it and he told me the reason why he liked it, right, and he's right, I would learn something. That's the whole point of having discussion, so that you can learn off the other person. If the person's not giving you anything of value, then you don't learn anything. But the reason why you have the conversation is to learn and get more knowledge. That's the whole point of living, right? So that's why I think you should go and see it for yourselves, guys.
I think what I have said before and I'll say now is, if you really are a purist when it comes to the source material, and you were expecting that to be brought to the screen by Nolan in, the most reverent type of way, I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for. If you were looking for that, you're probably not going to get it from this movie. And how much you enjoy this movie depends on how reverent you wanted him to be, and how much you're willing to accept that he's Nolan, he does whatever he wants to do, and you can either like it or not like it. If you kind of say, well, all right, whatever, then maybe you can enjoy it. And if you're like, nope, I need it to be like reverent or whatever it is to the source material, you may not like this movie.
Yeah, you may really not like it.
Okay. Final question then. Prof, were you entertained?
No.
Ista, were you entertained?
For 45 minutes out of 3 very long feeling hours.
Ian, were you entertained?
Yes, I was.
Price, were you entertained?
Overall, I'd say that, sitting in a theater, watching it like on a big screen with some popcorn, I didn't sit there suffering from watching it. It's not like The Godfather of movies for me, but that's like a movie that I probably my favorite movie of all time. It's not that kind of movie for me, but I didn't watch it thinking, oh no, what have I done? I thought like, okay, that was an interesting experience, and that's it. I went home. And sometimes movies are like that, even though maybe the expectations here were greater, initially at least. Sometimes movies are just all right, I guess. What do you mean it's a yes/no question? What's the yes/no? I don't understand what the question.
Were you entertained? Yes or no?
Partially. I was partially entertained.
I was entertained enough, but it's not a yes or no question, because there's movies that I sit there and I'm super entertained in a way that like I walk out and I'm like fist bumping and I'm excited. I don't think I don't think that that's what happened here. There's also sometimes movies that you feel like you're entertained enough, and I think that that's a good way to describe how I felt here.
If this had had the yes, I was entertained. If somebody said in the chats, Ben-Hur, if this had the spectacle of Ben-Hur, that might have been pretty good.
Yeah, or Spartacus, or the 10 Commandments, or any of those
Lawrence of Arabia,
great old Cecil B. DeMille.
Straight away, he shot his own film in the foot straight away, purely because he wanted Oscars. Is that correct, Ian?
I think so. I think it's obvious.
How shit is that?
To me, it's obvious, because there was no need for a black guy in dreads to start off that movie at all. It really wasn't.
I don't think it was for the Oscars. He qualified anyway. He didn't need it. I think it was worse than that. I think it's because he wanted to be part of the Hollywood Country Club, the inner circle, to get invited to the cocktail. I thought he wanted to push an agenda, which is worse than wanting an Oscar.
Okay. So if you listen, folks, if you can get a cheap ticket and you want to get out of the house for a bit and you got a mate, There you go. Okay. I think we got a member chats. Ex Flavius, ex Wrench World of Sports, member for 22 months. 22 months. Never. I know he's been here from day one. 22 months. Never let it be said, I can't take my punishment. I think we're all getting punished, my friend, but you are a darling. Thank you, my friend. Shall we go on?
I have a question. The melody from X Flavius X, what's that from?
Food, glorious food.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
On that bombshell, shall we go through the additional slides then? Yes, on 120.
Oh, you have a presentation?
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay. We don't have to do this on Sunday then, folks. We can talk about something. Oh, it's Oliver, yes. We'll talk about something else on Sunday. The Odyssey grossed 17.6 million in Thursday previews at the domestic box office. Biggest of the year so far.
That may be a little misleading because the IMAX has been on sale for a year. I really don't know yet.
Is that good though? Is it
It's well, let's be honest. Grogu made 12. Mando and Grogu made 12, so that's only 5 million more in previews.
Wow.
I mean,
I still think this is going to have a very solid opening worldwide weekend. The real question is what happens in weekend 2 and 3.
Yeah, but I'm not sure it's going to be as high as they were predicting. Deadline is already backtracking on their initial numbers.
Yep. Analysts are already backing off the supposed, they kept saying, oh, it's going to be 110. Oh, it's going to be 150. No, it's going to be 200. No, it's going to be 210. And now they're saying, oh, maybe more like 170. Wait, maybe more like 160.
Nolan movies, ones what you want to go and watch again immediately.
Not
with a 3 hour long thing. No, most people don't have the time to go and go see a 3 hour movie a second time in the theaters.
Listen, even his best movies, the ones I loved, they're a little bit emotionally and intellectually exhausting to get through. I've never wanted to go immediately like Die Hard and go back, or Wrath of Khan and watch it again. You kind of have to sit with them for a minute.
There you go.
At least that's my view.
Money wrenched. Yeah, I doubt it will break 5 mil. What do we think? What do we think?
It's 100 mil. I think it's probably going to get past that. Worldwide, it's probably going to get there. but this is, I was, talking about this, posting this on X, essentially saying that, look, you look at the numbers that we have right now. The numbers are 250 for the budget for the film. If we just accept that.
Oh, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
In fact, is it this? Bear with me. Hold on.
Yeah, and remember, Nolan's getting I'm sorry.
Nice segue. Carry on.
Yes. So budget breakdown for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, production 250, marketing 125, 150, depending on who you listen to. But let's just give it the 125. If we say that that's it, 375. Okay, so now we've set where our break even is. It's we've got to make at least double that, 750. Okay, but this is not a normal movie. The studio does not get half of the box office.
No, they do not.
Nolan, according to Fortune magazine, his contract gives him an off-the-top 20% cut of the studio's numbers, which means he's getting fully 10% of the box office from this, which means that they're only getting to keep 40%.
Yeah, but not
the
even
studio.
Because IMAX takes another 18% of the gross of all the IMAX, so that's another 9%.
They end up not getting as much from the IMAX tickets as the full price. You're right.
Fell out with Warner's.
Yep.
Did he not? Because he's on Universal.
Yeah, he's at Universal now. So, but that means that the studio, in order for the studio, if you take these numbers and accept the amounts, whatever, that means that for the studio to get to where they actually make any money, this has to pass $937 million.
Shit.
Minimum.
Here you go. Benjamin numbers Bloodsport. R rated. Yeah, it was a 15 in the UK. So what's it over your neck of the woods?
Yes, R-rated. And it's an R-rated film that's already going to cut down on the total number of people who are going to go see
17?
It's
R-rated.
R-rated means
how does that work over?
you have to be in order to go unaccompanied, you have to be 17.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe is the rule in theaters for R. But you can go younger if you're accompanied.
Yeah, here you go. Rich, they don't care as long as it delivers the message.
Well, the studios, I think, are starting to care. I think the studios are tired of losing money.
They're getting very clever now. I mean, if you believe in the conspiracy theory, they probably paid them a lot of money to hide all that stuff. They figure if they stick all that stuff in there and Chris Nolan's doing it, maybe they'll accept it even more. Maybe they won't see it, but it'll still be in there.
Well, there's only there is with the deal that he's made, he only profits. There's no chance that he loses money, right? The studio can lose money, but he only makes money. He got a $20 million advance and a 20% off the top of the studio's take. So he is making just a ton of money from this, even if the studio ends up in the red.
Yeah, but what if it was a proper spectacle where everybody wanted to go watch it? It'd make even more money. So is he desperate to get his Oscars?
I mean, I know Price disagrees, but I think it really is. I think this is the reason why he ticks a lot of boxes, because he wants his film to be nominated in the Oscar category, and it will be. It will be, maybe not for acting, but maybe for the technical side and stuff like that. But it does definitely tick all the boxes, so it can be nominated. I mean, I don't think that's an accident, to tell you the truth.
Agreed. Here you go. Biku! New face. Hello, my friend. From what I've seen, Nolan's dialogue is flat and meh. It is.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It is very flat. Okay. Shall we?
No, there's one Oscar he really cares about, and that's for Elliot Page. This entire movie was a massive setup to get Elliot Page an Oscar. And I'm sure he would like one for writing too, but I don't really think that's what this is about. This is more best supporting actor. They would be the first.
You know the scene with Elliot Page at the beginning?
Yeah.
I thought they were going to do some special effects trickery to make her look the same size as the soldiers running towards. But she's like these big fuck off and die brute soldiers of about 6'5". Running towards this 4 foot nothing.
And did you notice she's running like a girl the way she ran down to the
all
horse?
In the hips, everybody.
The oversized armor and everything.
All in the hips.
And then the horses were clomping like they were on cobblestones, but they're running on the beach. But it was still kaluk.
I actually think, Ista, you've got a point there. I never thought about that. I wouldn't be surprised if she got nominated for Best Actor, which is utterly completely wrong.
Yeah,
it's like having a male in a woman's sport.
Remember they tried it with Amelia Perez and it didn't work.
But they're
going to try again.
Yeah, it was going to work. She was going to win until that Twitter thing. She was a shoo-in. Any Transformer who gets nominated will absolutely win.
Was Elliot Page nominated before they were a Transformer? Because that would be the first time that they nominate the same person for double things. In Juno, was Elliot a contender? Juno?
Was it Duno?
She would have been. She would have been nominated for Best Actress, and here it would be Supporting Actor.
Okay, Ista, that's very good. You're calling that first. Clip that, everybody. That's very good. Shall we move on?
Wait.
Whoa.
She was sorry, they were. I don't
fucking
know.
No. Don't say that. It is a she. Unfortunately,
the artist formerly known as Elliot,
as
whatever, best
Ellen Page.
nominated for Best Actress at Academy Award nomination for the film Juno.
I am loving the new faces this evening. Elron Humperdinck,
Yeah.
11.
Funny.
That-
That's a good one.
Just imagine the assembled seals clapping furiously when Page is awarded the Best Supporting Actor Oscar. The applause will last for hours. I added that
It
bit.
is wrong to say that
Hello, my friend.
she's a he, in my opinion, because
Oh.
she's not. She was born a female, and that's that. Really, it doesn't matter. I mean, all she's done is cut bits off her. That's all she's done.
Oh,
Right? That doesn't make
she's-
her
No,
a
no, no,
male.
no.
No, she's added some bits.
There's also implants.
Yeah, she's
that
added
too.
some bits. She's got abs.
Added
Okay.
some things.
I might get some. I might get some
Implants?
Oh, that's for me. Take care, everybody. I'll see you in 5 years.
There we go.
This is film.
Hmm.
The Odyssey review. Christopher Nolan's massive epic is both exhausting and exhilarating.
Is it?
Yeah, I buy the exhausting part.
Yeah, the
And
first
I
part,
said
sure.
the end was like it's true. It depends on, how they're framing it and the writing, but the question is the juice worth the squeeze? Is all of that slogging worth the parts that you get? And I think it can be. I'm not going to say it isn't worth it, but again, this is a film that suffers more from Nolan than it benefits from him. I'm just that's my
Okay.
own-
Anybody else then? Anybody else? Nope. Shall we sidestep it then?
Yep.
Yep. This is Screen Rant, a fascinating adaptation and a surprising companion piece to Oppenheimer. The Odyssey is all the overwhelming cinematic experience that it promised. Our 5-star.
I don't agree. It's not cinematic
Alex!
at all. It really isn't. And also, right, if you look at every shot, Chris Nolan has most of his actors in the middle of the screen, right? And the reason why he has that is because he wants clips on TikTok so they can fit into that shape. Again, right, if you look at something like Lawrence of Arabia or even Close Encounters, you can, at that scope, you can see the whole frame filled from left to right to the middle. And that is cinematic. But this film, I'm sorry, I wouldn't call it cinematic at all. Not at all.
Drink everybody cats here. Okay, shall we? Anybody else? We'll just blast through these review things. The Odyssey debuts with 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's the now highest rated Christopher Nolan film ever.
This scene right here made no sense whatsoever. The Langrostinians or whatever you call.
Yeah.
Why did they attack?
Don't know, because they just did.
Oh.
Well, there's supposed to be the giants in the
Yes,
story.
there were giant cannibals that were part of the original story. The Lystragonians is, I believe, the names. So yeah, they're supposed to be these giant cannibals that they faced, who did, they fought them back, they killed a bunch of the men, they tore a bunch of their ships up. They do this in the film, but yeah, this is the Bronze Age.
Yeah, and they're wearing medieval armor.
They're wearing medieval plate armor made from iron and steel, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, they look like Lancelot from Excalibur, which is absolutely.
Do you reckon the reason why they are wearing armor is because to actually do a CGI of kind of like a real person is harder than to do them wearing armor to cover their faces?
Yeah, probably.
The problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Shall we? We're going to run out of slides at this rate. Okay. And just confirmation. There you go. Rotten Tomatoes themselves, certified fresh. 103 reviews, 98%.
Certified rubbish by Ian Diaz.
Well, that's Rotten
Certified
Tomatoes.
woke.
Rotten Tomatoes is rubbish. We already know that you can buy review. Like, it shouldn't even be something that we acknowledge anymore.
Yeah.
It got
But
an
we do.
89 at Metacritic with a weighted average of 5.5 user score. So this is actually at Metacritic. It's a 5.5. It's in between.
Oh, 5.5.
Yeah, it's in. Who gave it a 6?
That was me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's in between me and you. A 5 and a 6.
5.5 and IGN 7. Yeah. Brilliant.
And you know the critics are not going to be honest.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to go against Nolan. They are terrified.
Yeah, the people that do not understand how Rotten Tomatoes works and they flash, well, look, you're just a chud. Look how other people like this movie. What's your problem? Anything that is a 6 out of 10 or above is rated as fresh.
100.
So literally 6 out of 10 or 60 out of 100, whatever, is rated as fresh. So the only ones that are counted as not positive reviews are anything lower than that. Everything, you could tear the movie to pieces. You could say, oh, they did all this wrong and they did that wrong or whatever, they did this, and I give it a D. And they're going to mark that as a positive, fresh review.
Yeah, it's pass
it's
fail.
absurd.
It's a pass. It's a pass fail system. So 100% pass. If you got all D pluses, you get 100.
Pass.
I really wish you were on here, Jay.
Yeah, Emperor Goodwin wrenched Alan Ng.
Yes, Alan Ng.
Is that Nickel? NG.
No.
Is the reason it didn't open with a 100%? Yeah, he's bored shitless, wasn't he?
Yeah, he really did not like it. He was way harsher on it than Chris or several other critics.
There you go. Ashen Prism Ranch. Hello, my friend. It's in bullshit. That's fresh. There you go. Very good. So it did that. Let's move on then.
Yeah, Ing is a very common cat.
Oh, who's this Joker then?
I think it's me.
Price of Reason, everybody. Let's see some emojis. Members, Price of Reason emojis, please. The Odyssey has an almost perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes. Not fishy at all.
I mean, it's certainly not a 99. And early on, I mean, now I guess maybe is it like a 96 or 7 or 8 now? I don't know. But early on, like in the first day, it was 99. That seems awfully high.
I'd love a 99. One for the Brits there.
Ice cream.
Do you have 99s in the States?
They don't. I know that.
Don't know what that is.
It's a
99. Yeah.
Go on, Ian, you explain.
It's an ice cream. It's kind of like a whip ice cream with
a cone with an ice cream. Yeah.
With ice cream and a 2 flakes. You know, the chocolate
flake
inside it. It's called a 99.
£6 a pop now. What?
I know.
That's inflation.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on then. Okay, Dave Cullen. This just came in at the death before we started. Something worth considering, and somebody kind of said this on the panel, something worth considering, the fact that a major movie manages to be pretty good while also cramming in the message, even for just a few minutes, just makes it more insidious. It gradually accumulates audiences to accepting content they never previously would.
Yeah, I was the one that said that.
Yeah, that's exactly what we've been saying.
Yeah, but also you can tell that they're noticing now, so they're trying to be really sneaky about pointing the messages and stuff. But for us, because we're heightened, we can see it. But for the normies, they can't, and that's where
I think. Yeah, I think sometimes they get an innate sense that something's off, but they might not be able to put their finger.
Not every filmmaker could get away with this. And I keep saying this is that I think that even with you guys criticizing him, Christopher Nolan is talented enough to create a film that's still watchable, even though he put some of this nonsense in there. But most filmmakers can't do it. Like when Rian Johnson or J.J. Abrams wanted to do it, it looked like them trying to do it. When, Kathleen Kennedy approved The Acolyte and all this whatever stuff, it looks exactly like you think it would. You know what I'm saying? This is one case where there's a guy who happens to be a decent, in my opinion, decent filmmaker, whether you like this film or not. And he just, was able to do something that, like I said, if nothing else is watchable. I'm sure Hollywood is going to learn the wrong lessons from it, and it's annoying, but I don't think that every director could get away with this. Most directors couldn't.
No, and that's what made this such a. That's why they're getting so behind this. This was kind of their last make or break moment. If Nolan can't get away with it, no one can get away.
There you go.
And that's why it's so disturbing.
Ashman Prism again, wrenched. Yeah, I said before, it's guerrilla warfare messaging now.
It is. It's very worrying.
Okay. Let's move on then.
Oh dear.
Who's this Joker?
That's not my full review though. I put it as because I can't write because I haven't paid to fully, like people. I haven't paid for the full thing, so
the full fat. Okay,
yeah,
the Odyssey was unsatisfying. The direction was flat. The cinematography lacked scale and color. It never felt epic. It was an okay film.
The Odyssey was an unsatisfying film as a whole. The direction felt flat, while the cinematography lacked scale and vibrant colors. Much of what came from the uninspired locations, which made the world feel dull and lifeless rather than grand. Compare that with Lawrence of Arabia, where the breathtaking locations and rich cinematography makes every frame feel epic. For a story with this magnitude, the film never reached the level. In the end, it was simply an okay film. That's
exactly what I said. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we do something?
Ooh.
The Odyssey. Yeah, see, I was quite lucky with my screen. It was very, very 4:3 dimensions. So I kind of got I got the kind of mini IMAX effect. The Odyssey IMAX 70mm versus standard format.
Again, any IMAX theater, and even the LIMAX theaters that are not actually the full size of a true IMAX screen are the same aspect ratio, right? So yes, if you go to see this in 70mm, you're getting to see it from the film, right? You're getting to see it from film instead of being projected digitally. But you're still, if you go to an IMAX theater, if it's showing it in this aspect ratio, you're still seeing the same film. The people that are trying to make it out like if you don't see it in 70mm, you're not seeing the real film that he made is silly.
I watched it in IMAX, and I feel like I did whatever I needed to do. I'm not going to go see it in 70mm.
One of the 20 theaters that exist in the entire United States.
Well,
they can air it in 70mm.
It's the old argument that Tarantino was arguing, that if you go to the cinema and you're watching something that's digitally projected, you're just watching TV. Now, I don't agree with that at all. I think digital has come a long way, and it looks like film and it plays like film. So it's just a different format, but it gives you the same thing as film. There's no denying that. When you're watching IMAX, all you're doing is getting the extra bit at the top and the bottom. And I don't think it made a difference to this film. If I saw an IMAX, I would still feel the same. Although maybe I wouldn't. Who knows? Because
I will say, if you've got your old cathode ray 4:3 TVs from the 70s and 80s, you can fill your boots with the IMAX VHS when it comes out.
You keep saying you were lucky, but it wasn't a matter of luck. You just went to the appropriate theater. They call them LIMAX. IMAXs.
It was a small theater with not many seats in. Yeah, it wasn't one of the big theaters, so quite lucky in that respect. It was small and intimate. Maybe that's why it was so loud as well.
It was loud because it was loud. Like no matter where you saw it, you were going to get a headache.
But Nolan shot this for the 2:3:5 aspect ratio and the IMAX ratio. So in other words, when he was shooting it, he had in mind that people will be seeing it in the 2:3:5 ratio. So that's why everything's in the frame, if you know what I mean. So does it make a difference? I don't know. I really don't know.
It was nice to see it was nice not to see it in letterbox, if you know what I mean. Yeah. But anyway, okay. Shall we move on then?
Yeah.
We'll do a super in a minute. We've got a super to do in a minute. Okay. Did we do this on Sunday? I can't remember.
We did it. We did it already.
This was another one. I don't know. So those are the marks for the movies, folks. We don't need to go through them, do we?
Nah. I don't think so. It's up to
Yeah,
you guys.
we'll leave it. Anything? Anybody want to add anything? Say anything? Yes, no. We did it. Any?
I want to add
dropped to 96.
Oh, okay.
97.
Yeah.
But
Price saw this whole movie without peeing a single time, and I am impressed.
Yes, same here. I didn't need a piss either.
Wow.
What about your dad? Did he?
No,
enjoy
he did.
Ian?
He said he didn't want to go.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't his thing.
I mean, it's not such a big deal. You just kind of do that immediately before the movie starts, right?
No, I did, and then 45 minutes, and then 35 minutes after that, and then I had a Coke, and then
well, that's more complicated.
We'll do a super. Joey, $10. Thank you, my friend. Odyssey was a boring and poorly acted film. The only decent actors were secondary characters like the witch, Dame, and Holland were terrible.
No, I don't know. I thought Damon was all right. I thought Holland was okay. He didn't have much to do, really. Let's face it.
His accent was awful.
No, he was terrible. And every time I saw him, I just kept thinking Peter Parker. But
yeah,
I want to remind people, unlike Christopher Nolan, Brown does not get 20% off the top. And we really appreciate any support you're willing to send his way.
Thank you, boys and girls.
Do you remember that bit where Spider-Man was talking to
we're talking about Odyssey
in this film, in Odyssey, and he was they were basically in this balcony, and the wind was blowing everywhere, and her hair was going everywhere a bit, and I was thinking to myself, well, they could have just put up a green screen or something, stop the wind hitting them, and then comp the background in. It still would look okay because you have the natural light, but they didn't do that. It was like he's obsessed with real filmmaking, like a documentary. He wants to see everything real, and it just doesn't work for this movie. Sorry, I'll stop there. I'm just
he is so obsessed with the process that he's forgetting the result. Would you rather see crappy practical effects or great CGI? That's really the question.
Brown's dad is based. Refused to see Nolan's Odyssey. Top man. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's Zendaya.
Zambuga.
There you go.
She looks better there than I've ever seen her before, but still
same look on her face though.
Yeah. And
I mean, she wasn't in the movie a lot. I don't know if that helps or not. I mean,
yeah.
She appeared rather minimally here. I'll put it this way: in movies where she's the star and I have to look at her for 2 hours, that becomes a little more tricky. In movies where she is essentially almost like a cameo, that a few times in the films she shows up for like a scene, I don't mind it as much personally. That's my conclusion here.
Yeah.
I don't hate her, just so you know, even though I think that her acting is kind of limited in her range and she's overexposed and put in all these roles that she doesn't need to be in, and she's in every movie. I have a lot of criticism. Personally, though, she doesn't come off like as anytime you see her, she doesn't come off as like overly arrogant or mean-spirited or anything. She seems rather nice when they interview her and talk to her. So I don't have like negative feelings towards her. It's just that I think that they've elevated her to a status above maybe what she needed to be elevated. Mainly, and I hate to say it, mainly because she's sort of, she has a lot of social media followers and they like that stuff, but also she's kind of like a one size fits all. She's
checkbox.
She's sort of diverse, but not 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like she's
whereas Tom's licking her box.
I mean, she's diverse enough to be considered diverse, but not the most diverse. I don't know if I explained that well.
She's basically white passing, and I will give her this: she's never attacked the fans, she's never come out, and she's never been mean but I'm just, you know, maybe it is part of that undue elevation that irritates me and her overexposure. But you're absolutely right. There are way nastier people in Hollywood that have gone after us. She basically keeps her mouth shut, and I think they make a cute couple. Yeah,
Pedro. Yeah, he goes after people all the time.
I think she's just enjoying the moments, and she probably realizes all this we've said, and she's just enjoying the moment while
I can't blame her. If I were her and people were saying, hey, do you want to be in every movie and we want to give you $10 million here, $20 million there, here's more money, I would say, okay, great, here's my bank account, wire it here. You know what I mean? What was I going to say? Is it okay if you're on the red carpet and we say you're the best? Yes, do it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so we're kind of semi-endorsing Zambuga. Can you believe it?
It's not a matter of endorsing. I'm just saying that she didn't personally do anything bad to me. And if I were her in her position, I would do whatever she's doing, collecting all the checks and try not to be rude to people, which until now she's done.
And she's got a great agent.
If tomorrow she becomes rude and annoying, I'll tell you she's arrogant and rude and annoying in the press. But she hasn't been a Zegler until now. She just collects her checks and moves on. So I don't hate her.
I get the feeling if it all ended tomorrow as well, she'd be happy with what she's got and what she's done.
And the biggest problem I have with her is the roles she's taken away from other people, and that's not her fault. She's an actor. She's not going to say no. But she ruined Mary Jane and Spider-Man, and she really ruined Chani and Dune.
Well, no, that's
that's what I'm holding. Yeah, you're right. But I realize that's why emotions. That's why I want to hold it against her. But I really shouldn't, because she didn't ruin Dune. Nope. Dummy Villeneuve did.
Or was it June? Help me out here.
Lupita Nyong'o.
I thought it was Nyong'o.
Nyong'o.
Okay.
Stuns at the Odyssey premiere in New York.
Does she though? Really? Is that stunning? I don't think that's stunning.
Well, with society, you know, what society deems as beautiful is beautiful, apparently, but I don't think she looks good there at all. She's not ugly. She's just
she's ugly. She's not stunning.
I personally,
she's brave though.
I am gonna get myself into trouble here because there's probably something wrong with what I'm about to say.
Don't.
But I don't love women with shorter hair. I like women that have kind of longer hair.
You like cock though, don't you?
You're never gonna let that one go.
You do though, don't you?
I don't actually, but I understand why you said that, but I don't actually. But I prefer women who have kind of longer hair and whatever this kind of hairstyle or what she usually has.
You like women with cocks, don't you?
I like women who have long hair, and this hairstyle. She usually goes with the thing where she shaves her head. All that stuff is not really doesn't really tickle my fancy personally, but I still don't think that she's ugly. She shouldn't have been cast in the role, you know, of Helen in this movie, but I still think that, you know, I don't think she's ugly. You know, and I prefer women with long hair. All of this could be true at the same time.
Yeah, but the reason why she has hair has short hair like that is because her hair is coarse. Because she's black.
What?
So if you went back like 20 years or even 50 years, a lot of women in her case would straighten their hair. You know what I mean?
She needs soul glow.
That's why.
Do you know what I mean? And
that's why I feel like I'm going to get in trouble because somebody may say to me, "Oh, you're saying she has to straighten her hair." I don't know. I don't know anything about hair.
Well, if listen, Price, if they ever go at you, all you need to do is get the "I like cock" card out. And
well, hold on. So let me finish. Right. Let me finish. Right. So if you went back 50 years, most black women, especially in the limelight, would try and straighten their hair and try and make it look straight and long and whatever. If you go back, as I said, but right today, because of this woke agenda thing, and because of all this stuff about women and stuff like that, they want to el natural. So that's why this is the only reason why she's got a hair like that.
Yeah, and we're just
it doesn't bother me either way. However someone wants to wear their hair,
That's not the point. That's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is the only reason why she's got it like that is because Hollywood is on a mission, aren't they? To promote people of color and to be el natural. and that's why she
and
has.
LGBTQ as well.
I want to point out. I want to point out a couple things here. One is that we were just talking about Zendaya. Well, if you don't want me to point something out, then don't
go on,
invite me on the show.
I was joking. Go on, don't get arsey. Go on.
We were just talking about Zendaya. This woman here is the anti-Zendaya. She is mean. She is a feminist. She is agenda-driven. And she plays a victim, even though her parents are some of the wealthiest people in Africa. Her father was a governor in Nigeria, and her mother runs one of the biggest telecommunication companies
I don't know anything about
in Africa. She is extraordinarily wealthy, and yet she gets in our faces and plays the victim and calls us horrible people.
So are you saying she's hypocritical then?
Absolutely. So like this woman makes me like Zendaya more.
Let's move on then before we all explode. We did this on the other night, but we'll do it again. Elliot Page and his girlfriend. What? Julia Shiplet at the Odyssey premiere?
I'm pleading the fifth on this one, Brown.
Yeah.
Listen, she's just a lesbian. That's it.
Yeah, well,
I don't understand why she
coming, studs.
No, but it's true. She's just a lesbian. So why go for all that nonsense?
Is she, as an engineer? I can't help but be curious about the particular engineering problem this coupling might actually create. She's got some extra bits, and
she doesn't have that extra bit. But
do we know that?
No. There would be evidence on her forearms or legs.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right.
That we have not seen, so I don't believe that there's the bits there. But it's a lesbian with BDD.
Extra steps. Yeah, so less of an engineering problem and just something about mechanical assistance.
Yeah.
Just carry on pressing buttons. Carry on, mate.
Well, there's only so many options. The geometry is pretty simple.
Okay, that'll do. Okay, I think that's it, everybody. Unless if anybody's got any final comments, closing
we're
comments.
We're going to end on this.
Leave them on a... Oh, wait a minute, we've got another slide. Sorry, folks. I was going to say leave them on a high. I'm too busy wanting to get out of Dodge with this... Here we go.
Who's this?
Matt Damon. I've seen the meme about Hollywood always trying to bring him home. Save It Private Ryan, Interstellar, The Martian, The Odyssey. You can keep losing me as much as you want because those are 4 films I'm very, very happy to be in.
Yeah, wasn't there another one though? There's like 2 more.
Was there?
Yeah, they said Hollywood spent over $600 million trying to get Matt Damon home. I think there's more than.
Oh yeah, that's another. Because the grey line at the left side goes to an extended tweet, but I didn't do that. Anyway, shall we do the last slide then, folks? Tom Cruise invited all the AMC theatre staff in the building to watch the Odyssey in IMAX with him.
And they all had to turn it down because they're working.
Did they have to turn it down, really?
It was nice of them.
What are you supposed to do? Is the whole theater going to shut down?
I think that Tom Cruise could have taken care of that.
Yeah.
This is just to promote his film Digger. That's basically what it is. He's not really interested in the bloody fucking Odyssey.
Bloody fucking
freaking Digger.
Bloody fucking.
That trailer is weird.
Do I hate it or love it? I don't know.
It's odd.
I'm not interested in that film at all, unless somebody tells me it's good.
Yeah. Are you at least curious? Because I'm kind of thinking I'd like to know what it's about. It definitely has me intrigued.
Not really. Look. If a trailer is good, I will definitely go to see the movie. But this trailer wasn't. It was dull and it was confusing. Also, have you noticed that every trailer uses a famous song now?
Yes.
Every one of them. It's so annoying. It's like, why?
And a lot of them don't fit either. They don't
that,
really work.
And on that bombshell, I think that's it, everybody.
Yeah.
Chat, you are wonderful. Thank you for the interaction, the fantastic comments, the interaction, the super chats, the member chats, the new members, just solid numbers this evening, folks. So you are wonderful. We will see you next time. Let me get the guests on full screen. Mega Geek. Cheers, Ian.
Yep, no worries.
Always brilliant. The lover of cock himself. Price of Reason. Cheers, pal.
I'd like to change that. I don't know how that. I mean, I do know why that happened, but
Freudian slip.
That's like the worst slip I've ever had. But what can I do?
The worst. But anyway, on 2 hours. Ista, cheers, pal. Great tonight.
Thank you. Cheers. Love you guys. Chat again. Thanks for everybody's support, and thank you for supporting this channel.
Professor Artoo. Cheers, Prof. Always brilliant.
Cheers, everyone. Glad to be here. Awesome seeing all of you out here in the chat.
Yep. Mr. Brown Lights, yes, very mediocre, but we got there. That is it, folks. We're back Sunday. Common people, you got an invite. That's about it. Other than that's it, folks. Have a great weekend. We will see you Sunday. Take care, everybody.